So, welcome back to the channel. After two full match weeks and watching every team play at least twice, it's time for mid-table update, mid-tournament update regarding how the teams have performed and which teams are expected to go far in the tournament. Coming to Group A, we have Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Czechia. Mexico have been phenomenal in this tournament. They have won all their games. They haven't conceded a single goal, and by far they have been the best team in this tournament so far. But I think round of 16 would be the farthest that they can go. South Africa, well, first game was underwhelming from them for their perspective, but after that, as the tournament gradually progressed, they finally got their mojo back, and they got their grooves, and finally they have created history by reaching the knockout phases for the first time. So congratulations to them, and yeah, it's been a big tournament for them. Moving on to Group B, we have Switzerland, Canada, Bosnia, and Qatar. See, Switzerland under Granit Xhaka have been incredible. They have been a high scoring team. They have been excellent to watch, and yeah, congratulations to them for finishing top of Group. Canada under David, and they have been playing a real free flowing football. They have been really entertaining to watch. They have been very clinical up top. They have scored a lot of goals and have qualified for the knockout phases. Bosnia become the first third place team to qualify for the knockout phases in this tournament under the leadership of Edin Dzeko and a few other veterans. Bosnia have been performing really well. Qatar, unfortunately, although we all expected it, and they are going down with just a draw from their possible three games. Moving on to Group C, we have an interesting group right here: Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, and Haiti. See, the first game of Brazil against Morocco was an absolute gem of a game. I mean, everyone criticized Brazil, but I would like to point out that it was not to Brazil's discredit, but actually it was the credit of Morocco that they actually made the game so interesting. I mean, I genuinely thought that it was Morocco outplaying Brazil. I mean, both of them had going, but unfortunately, for Brazil, Morocco had just too much in them, and they came out on top. From their perspective, it was a draw, but I mean, yeah, for the fans, it was as if it was a win. So yeah, congratulations to both of them for going through. Scotland, I think, would go through as the next third place team. Let's see about where it goes. Next comes Group D. We have the United States of America, Australia, Paraguay, and Turkey. Now, Turkey have been a big disappointment for many of football analysts and pundits. Turkey were considered before the beginning of the tournament as one of the dark horses, and reasonably so. But unfortunately, Hakan Çalhanoğlu or Ilmaz or Kenan Yildiz or Arda Güler, everyone, it was just not enough. They had everything barring the shooting boots. Everyone wanted to create chances. I mean, they were pretty good defensively, but offensively, I mean, they just lacked the cutting edge. I mean, they went in the final third, they got to the final pass, but everything seemed to be perfect until the moment the final shot was taken. They haven't scored a single goal after two games. They lost their two games against Australia and Paraguay. And next, we have the United States of America. Again, blowing everyone's expectations. I mean, I knew they were a good team, but I did not expect them to be just, playing the best brand of soccer we have seen in this tournament. I mean, it might be called soccer, instead of football. Everyone has been playing fantastic. Larin and, you know, the Christian Pulisic, they have been playing fantastic. And well, congratulations to them for topping Group D. And then moving on, we have Group E, which consists of Germany, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, and Curacao. Now, Germany, as my favorite team, they have played fantastically. They have beaten the debutants Curacao 7-1, and then they played a very entertaining match Ivory Coast and beat them. Eventually, got the better of them, and yeah, so it looks good for them to be finishing top of the group, and they have officially qualified for the knockout phases as well. Ivory Coast, they have been, they have been good actually. Amad Diallo, Yan Diomande, Frank Cassier, they have been pretty good, I would say. I mean, the wingers in this tournament, they have been fantastic. I mean, just look at their game. Look at Michael Olise. Look at what Diomande is doing. Look at what Amad Diallo is doing. Look at Dembele. I mean, it's just fantastic how the wingers are performing, in this tournament. Ecuador again has been a big disappointment. With the likes of, you know, Pierre Hincapie and Moises Caicedo, William Pacho. Everyone expected them to be another one of those dark horse stories, but unfortunately, it hasn't turned out to be. I hope they qualify as a third place team, but you know. And speaking of Curacao, you need to speak of Curacao, man. They have given a fight. You know, drawing against Ecuador, it was good. It was good. I mean, fair play to them. Speaking of Group F, we have the Netherlands, Japan, Sweden, and Tunisia. Now, the Netherlands, Japan, they have been free flowing. The attack has been good. Defensively, they have been pretty solid. The midfield has been good. Overall, Netherlands and Japan actually have been, more so a balanced side, in this tournament. Not just firing on one cylinder. They have been firing on all cylinders, and together it has created a good blend of, experience and youth, and it's just good enough. I think all three of them, Netherlands, Japan, and Sweden will qualify. Especially after Sweden played, with Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres up top, and then in Japan, basically everyone in Japan has been fantastic. With Netherlands, you have Crescencio Somerville playing the best form of football, who, by the way, is linked to have a big move in the summer transfer window. We'll see about what happens to him. Then, moving to Group G, we have Egypt, Iran, Belgium, and New Zealand. Again, Belgium, a big disappointment. I know it's not their golden generation, and I know everyone expected better of them, but I mean, come on. They have Kevin De Bruyne, they have Jeremy Doku, and well, somehow they have failed to, they lacked the cutting edge. Defensively, they have been very good, very solid, very stout, but offensively, I mean, where is the finisher? Leandro Trossard is not a finisher. Romelu Lukaku, long gone are his good days. I mean, Belgium need to find a finisher in order to, even be in conversation to be going to the knockouts. Egypt under Mohamed Salah and Omar Mamouche, they have been fantastic. They have played pretty fluid football. Mo Salah is playing the best form of football in this year. It has been a tough season for him, individually at Liverpool with all the drama and all the, controversy surrounding him and his future. But for national team, he has stepped up big time. That's what big players do. Then moving on to Group H, we have Spain, Uruguay, Cape Verde, and Saudi Arabia. Now, before I go on to Spain and Uruguay, a big shout out to Cape Verde. Two draws against Spain and Uruguay in the first time they are playing the World Cup. Man, that deserves some credit. I mean, Vazinia in the first game against Spain, even in the second game, I even though he considered two goals, I mean, he played really well. I think he has been the best goalkeeper of the tournament so far. He has played fantastically well, Vazinia. And especially when you consider the backstory of his mother unable to visit him and see him play during the first game because of you know her because of the financial problem and regarding all the visa related issues and all, and seeing them drawing Cape Verde after a fantastic free kick scored directly by them. You know, it's fantastic. It's a good, underdog story. Spain, first game they, I mean, this is the problem with, I think, Spain and Argentina. They are a good possession based football team. They will never allow you to have possession easily. They will chase you down. They will, you know, keep passing the ball back and forth. But sometimes they get too defensive, I think. While passing the ball, they sometimes go too, you know, defensive at times. Especially it can happen against the big sides where you want to hold on to the possession, and so you just pass it around, and ultimately, after a long time, it becomes far too defensive, which happened against Cape Verde somehow. But against Saudi Arabia, they just came out flying. And I think that's the Spain we like to see. We'd want to see. That's the Spain, that's the football we want to see, especially after Yamal has now recovered from his injury and Nico Williams too has been playing some minutes. So yeah, it because the directness, because the talent this Spain team possesses is phenomenal, and so you have to play a bit more direct, a bit more fast paced. I think that suits them better. Uruguay, I think, would be the second team to qualify from this group. Now, moving on, we have Group I. That's an interesting group, and more or less, this group's fate has been sealed. France, Norway, Senegal, and Iraq. France and Norway have won both of their games. Senegal and Iraq have lost both of their games. I think Senegal have been a bit, unlucky. Uh, they have played well in both the games, but eventually, they have come out as the second best. But well, this is the World Cup. That is the level you need to be. Uh, Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe, they have been flying. There were some doubts regarding what Haaland would do for the national team in his first World Cup. Well, all doubts were gone in his first game. Every one of them were proven wrong. He has been playing like it's just his Manchester City days. Like he's been scoring for fun, like he always has been, to be honest, for his national team as well. So yeah, France, they have been free flowing from the very first game. The first half was a bit underwhelming, but from then on, they have never looked back. They have just played good, attacking, direct football, and the individuals are shining as brightly as you would expect them to be. Next, we have Group J, where we have the defending champions Argentina, Austria, Algeria, and Jordan. Now, Argentina, let me tell you this, let me get this straight. Messi, I think, for me, Messi has been carrying Argentina. They have scored 5 goals in the tournament, and Messi has scored all 5 of them. I mean, I know when Messi, when they get a goal, but I think the problem with Argentina is that when they get a goal, they get a bit too defensive. As I said, the same thing with Spain. They try to keep possession, and by doing that, they slow the game a lot. They slow the game a lot, uh, and sometimes it gets ultra defensive. you know and I think Messi is just single-handedly, taking Argentina up. And I mean, of course, he has that capability in him to just, you know take the team up to as much as possible. But then again, you need everyone to step up, and I think it's time, in this last group game, that somebody else steps up, except, you know to prove that, yeah, we are a team, we are a serious team coming here for defending our title. Because one man game is a very dangerous team, because as long as the run goes, it goes. But once, even when God fails, it can be a bit difficult for Argentina to, get up. Austria, I think, would be qualifying this group, would be the second team to qualify from this group. Then we have Group K, Colombia, Portugal, DR Congo, and Uzbekistan. Now, Colombia, they have been fantastic. Won 2 games, scored 2 goals from Munoz, Crystal Palace. They have been fantastic. He has been fantastic. He has had a good Premier League season, and now he's, playing wonderful brand of football for the national team. Luis Diaz, fantastic. I mean, Luis Diaz, has been the most underrated footballer for a long time now. And this season, especially. I mean, everyone talks of a Ballon d'Or shout to Michael Olise, Harry Kane, Kylian Mbappe, and all. I mean, I understand the shout, but nobody mentions Luis Diaz's name. I mean, he's been balling out for Bayern Munich this season, and Liverpool must be crying right now. I mean, seeing the season, how horribly wrong it has gone for them, it must be a just a salt in the wound just to see Luis Diaz performing at the very highest level for Bayern Munich after they just let him leave. And yeah, talking about Portugal, I mean, please let me get this straight. I am not a Messi hater or Ronaldo hater. In fact, I think everyone who hates either Messi or Ronaldo is a fool. Because, come on, I know everyone supports one or the other, but I mean, when you support one or the other, why to hate others? Why to hate the other? If you support Messi, why can't you appreciate Ronaldo as well? I mean, that's what football is all about. This is what people do. I mean, come on, I know both of them are the greatest of all time. I'm not going into the debate about who would come out on top, and even if it's a debate, it's a debatable topic. It has been going on for ages, and I feel frustrated by just how petty people can be by just mocking the other. They too have been breaking records and creating records at will. Cristiano Ronaldo, after the first game, got so much criticized. I knew it was just incoming. This performance of Ronaldo in the second game against Uzbekistan, it was bound to happen. I mean, people have been criticizing him since his Sporting Lisbon, maybe since his Manchester United days. And look what he has done. He has proved every single one of them wrong on every single occasion. And he continues to do so even at the age of 41. I mean, come on, how much proof do you want? This man has been proving everyone wrong since he was 18, 19 back in England. He's still proving them wrong at age 41. I mean, what else do we need to prove his greatness? Uh, then, yeah. So, yeah, Portugal consists of lot, a lot of talent. Everyone, every single one of them is capable of changing the game. You know, the midfield, the defense, the centre back pairings, I think are a bit, not up to the mark. Ruben Dias is a good, but I think Renato Vega is a bit, you know, can get caught out of position sometimes. So I think, yeah, that is the only weakness I see in Portugal's team. Otherwise, attacking wise and midfield, there's no point. It's just full. That's the dream attack and midfield everyone would want. So yeah, Colombia and Portugal would go through from this group. Speaking of Group L, we have England, Ghana, Croatia, and Panama. Croatia, well, there again, the end of an era. Again, Luka Modric played his 200th game recently and capped it off with a win. A good performance from Croatia. But yeah, England, after the first game, everyone thought they would cruise through the round of 32. But then again, England having England problems, they bottled the second game. And now I know they would finish top of the group and they would qualify. But then again, the attack looks a bit, I do not know how and why Anthony Gordon is being started instead of Marcus Rashford. I mean, I get it, but in the first game as well, Tuchel saw what Gordon did and what Rashford did, and still he starts Gordon in the second game. First, guarantee your spot to the knockouts, and then try experimenting stuff, man. I mean, Gordon still had an off game again, and I mean, it must be dumb really to look at Barcelona now, considering they had 30 million, you know, option to sign Rashford on a permanent deal. Instead, they let him leave, and now they signed Gordon for 80 million. I mean, I do not know what to say. Anyways, Ghana, Anton Semenyo, well, he has been playing the best brand of football this season, as well as for the last couple of seasons. For Manchester City, for Bournemouth, for the national team, it's been fantastic. And I think Croatia would qualify as well. At least I want them to qualify because they've been a pretty solid team. So I think England, Ghana, and Croatia go through from this group. So yeah, I think that's that. All the groups have been covered, and let's look forward to what happens in the coming matches and in the knockouts. Thank you.